In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 13 different unusual clothing and clothing related items to be sourcing and selling for big money.
Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the empoweredreseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months.
If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer, and I've made over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves. And to help you out, I've got a few free gifts that you'll find down here in the description below this video. This includes things like my best brands list, the list of brands that have led me to that $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find a link to sign up for my free $100,000 reseller challenge. In this free challenge, I show you exactly how to hit $100,000 for yourself this year, how to do it in your spare time in very part-time hours, and you'll discover the very best things to be selling right now. This might really surprise you. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first unusual item that I have for you are sun faded items. Now I went ahead and put in quotations around that phrase sun faded, and that just forces the search engine to pull back listings that have that phrase in the title. And so there are actually 1,000 different search results that came up. These are all sold listings, and all of these have some sort of sun fading. So you can see there's sun fading around the neck, but there's lots of different items that have that sun fading that are selling for a fairly decent amount. And I've got some specific items to be able to show you. This is a Gap t-shirt. It also has a few holes, some wear around the neck. It's got another hole there, and just Gap. And you can see all of that sun fading around the top. This t-shirt actually sold for $17, which isn't a whole ton, but most people would probably have thrown that in the garbage. Got another t-shirt here that has a little bit of sun fading, a few holes on that. This actually does not even have a tag in it. This one went for $35. And then another one here, this is Carhartt. You'll see a lot of sun faded Carhartt items, a few rips in here. And this sweatshirt went for $67 with that sun fading. Got another t-shirt here, some more holes. There's the tag there. It is made in the USA, but other than that, it's not a huge name brand. I've actually never seen that brand before. That one went for $35. So keep your eye out for items that are even sun faded. The next unusual item type I have for you is actually No Boundary branded items. This is the brand that is sold at Walmart. And so I went ahead and pulled up all of the search results from this brand. There's actually about 4,500. I did not filter down specifically to that brand, so there may be some other items mixed in there, just a caveat caution there. But there's lots of different items that are selling from No Boundaries. I've got a few items to be able to show you here, but you're seeing shoes. These Rush Limbaugh ties look apparently pretty popular. Another pair of shoes there, t-shirts, hoodies. Got a t-shirt, another t-shirt there. We're going to look at that here in a second. Here are some of the hoodies that are selling. And so they have a certain look to them. That's why they're selling a certain style to these hoodies. It looks like they have some skull graphics on them, some sort of tribally designs there. That hoodie from No Boundaries, aka Walmart, went for $100. Got a pair of pants here. This is again No Boundaries. This is very similar to that Jinko style wide leg with embroidery. You see a skateboard there on the back pocket. That pair of jeans sold for $70, again from that No Boundaries brand. Have another hoodie here, a little bit different style. It does again have that skull pattern on it. That one went for almost $50. And then a pair of pants here. This is a really unique one, but flames were really big in the Y2K, which is a lot of the items that are trending right now are Y2K. I will link up here to a video that has other Y2K trends to be on the lookout for that are selling for a shocking amount. So you want to make sure to watch that video. I will link to up there. This pair of pants, that one sold for $55 again from the No Boundaries Boundaries brand. And then the next one, this is a really unique, actually upcycled item. It's got some crochet lace there around the pockets, some patchwork, some flaring around the bottom of those jeans. And this is a No Boundaries pair of jeans that's been upcycled. That one actually sold for $45. The next item type that I have for you that is a little bit more on the unusual side, maybe not what you're expecting, are kids' old TV shows. And so a lot of times you might think of Disney, but there's so many other TV shows that were really popular, and now parents who grew up watching those shows are wanting to buy these for their kids. One of these is Blue's Clues. So this is a pair of overalls here. You can see the embroidery on there. There's that Blue's Clues tag there. This one actually went for $120 on eBay for those overalls. Barney is another, big seller when it comes to TV shows. This happens to be a windbreaker set of a top and bottom. That one sold for $100. And then Arthur, this is a PBS show. This t-shirt, this is a size 4, that went for almost $115. And then Clifford. So Clifford right now is huge. And for whatever reason, people are paying hundreds of dollars for any sort of Clifford items. And this pair of overalls, you can see there were 34 bids on it. That went for $410. Now, Poshmark doesn't seem to have as big of trend when it comes to these kid items. And this is one example from Poshmark that I was able to pull up from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, another extremely popular TV show that is trending. I don't know if it ever went away, but this one, just a basic white t-shirt, that one sold for $50. And the next unusual item type are items from Kmart. So I did just type in Kmart, nothing else here, and it came back with about 340 results. So there's not gobs out there. So there's lots of different items. You're going to see hats. You're going to see shirts. So here's an employee shirt. That one sold for $85 for a store that's basically no longer in existence. I think as of this filming, they're maybe down to one store in Guam, which I actually have been to. Fun fact. But there's lots of different items in here that you're seeing selling. I have a few to be able to share here with you. This one is just a, button-up shirt. They did use some pretty good keywords on this, like disco. That one sold for $40. Let me see if I can get a little bit better picture of the tag there for you. So that's that tag. Next item, this is another button up that's a long sleeve denim. It has a few flaws there. There's that tag again, and it does say made in Hong Kong. So these are not necessarily made in the USA. That one sold for almost $47. Another pair of these kind of wide leg jeans. There's what the back of that looks like. Got some kind of racing stripes down the back of those, which are big from the Y2K era. You're seeing those oversized pockets that are similar to maybe Jinko jeans that you've seen before. And that pair went for $32. The pair is actually from a brand that was sold by Kmart. Now, if you're needing help with knowing specific styles to be sourcing that are trending and then using those keywords to get your listings seen and sold, I have a poster that's really going to help you out to get your listings written up in a snap and make sure they're infused with keywords that sell. So I will leave a product card for that over here. The next unusual item type to be looking for are bleached items. And there are so many that are selling. There's a few on eBay, but we're also going to be looking at some on Poshmark. On Poshmark, there are a ton. So I came back with about 34 different items. On eBay, Poshmark has a lot more than that. But a couple of the items to be looking for, these are definitely unique, one-of-a-kind items that have been designed this way. For example, that photo on the back, this one actually, let me go ahead and show you what the tag is, because this is where it gets really surprising. This is George, again, another Walmart brand. And this one actually sold for $36. I got another Carhartt here that has a few bleach stains. You can see some here on the front, and that hoodie went for $28 with that bleach. Now, over on Poshmark, there are a ton of bleached items selling, both Carhartt as well as other brands. And this is an example of a jacket that's got all over bleaching all across the whole entire thing. This one sold for $200. Pair of overalls here, black, and so that bleach is then orange, kind of ugly in my opinion. That one sold for $150. Another black jacket that has that orange bleaching, that one sold for $108. Another custom bleach job, this one sold for $100. And then this one is not really designed that way. It looks more like an accident of bleach there at that bottom corner, and a little bit up into the center. Let me see if I can get a little bit better glimpse of that. So you can see that bleach there, some holes there. That one sold for $50. Now, the next unusual item type to be looking for, and this falls under clothing related items, these are fobs for purses or charms. And so some of these can sell for quite a lot. A lot of it may depend on the brand. You're seeing Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, a lot of, big name brands in here, but I do have some more solds here for you that are, maybe a little bit lower on the lower end of things that aren't thousands of dollars. The tab that we were looking at over here, we're talking hundreds, $800 to, $1,200 for some of these. And so it can really go to show that some of these little charms can be more than the bag itself, depending on how much you're able to source this for. Got an example here. This is actually from a case display for Coach. That one sold for $500. But there's other ones like this, just a letter N, that is Coach, but that one still sold for $40. These little Prada bears can sell for quite a lot too. That one sold for $60. Here's another little bear there, sold for $346. So keep your eye out for those little charm tags or fobs. And there's, a lot of different styles that are out there that people are looking for. So this, for example, that's a turn lock from Coach. And that one sold for almost $50. The next unusual item to be looking for are tank tops. And so with these tank tops, there's several different styles that are selling, but they are very close fitting is what I would call them, and then lace trim. And with this one's actually, that one's actually, let me go ahead and close that one out. That one's actually $53 from Abercrombie and Fitch. Another reason that it is selling is they did use the Bella Swan keyword, which is a high ticket keyword. If you're looking for more high profit keywords like that, then you're going to want to check out my keyword guide, where I share more high profit keywords that are escalating the prices of items, and some more tank tops that are selling over here on Poshmark. This is actually an unbranded. Somebody actually asked on this if there's, hi, what is the brand? Apparently didn't matter. This still sold for $100. You can see it's a knit tank top, no tag on that, $100. Beaded tank tops are really big right now too. And this one, just a halter, very small, lightweight. It's actually a brand that's called Eye Candy. I'll see if I can get in on that tag a little bit better there for you. And that one sold for $125. This one is shocking. You know the brand Charlotte Russe. I think I'm saying that right. The mall brand. $336 for that. I know you've seen that tag before. Most resellers, just pass this over because it's kind of a very low dollar brand, not usually worth selling. If you're looking for other mall brands that are selling for a lot of money like this, then you're going to want to check out a video I will link to up here where I went through a ton of different mall brands to be on the lookout for. This one, I have no idea why somebody paid $300+ for that, but it is what it is. Another Charlotte Russe here. This one went for $45, a little bit more reasonably priced. A lot of beadwork on that tank top. Again, no name brand. Another kind of no name brand, Wet Seal, or low dollar value brand, Wet Seal. This tank top went for $55. The next item type that I've got for you are crocheted items. Crochet is trending really big right now, and especially granny squares. And so this poncho, it's got, kind of that 70s vibe to it. That sold for $35. It's just handmade, no particular brand. Got another granny square sweater here. That one went for $69 with one bid. While you're looking for, soft textiles, especially if you're shopping the bins, it's easy to come across is, bedding, blankets, not technically, it's not clothing, but, it's there along with the clothing a lot of the times. And this, quilt or bedspread, that one went for $68. Got another crochet cardigan here. This is not a what I would call a granny square pattern, but still that crochet. That one went for $70. And then you're seeing this trend pop up in a lot of mainstream brands like Zara, Urban Outfitters. This is actually Zara. Anthropology is another brand where this granny square trend is popping in. That pair of shorts from Zara sold for $30. Got another blanket here with granny squares. This one sold for $105. Another cardigan here. This is more of a duster length. This one sold for $199. That is made in Italy. I'm not sure on the brand on that one. And then over on Poshmark, these granny squares are selling really big right now too. This little hoodie, that one sold for $50. Another poncho, that one sold for $59. Another cardigan, that one sold for $60. And if you're looking for more vintage items to sell, it is one of the most lucrative clothing niches that you can be in. And to help you out, I've got a vintage clothing guide. It goes well into 150 different items and brands to be looking for. So I will leave a product card over there for you. The next category of unusual items are graphic tees and tanks. And with these, you're really looking for what it says on it. This is actually a brand, it's Happy Bunny, and it's from Jim Benton. So you can use that in the keyword. A lot of titles do or have that in the title. That one sold for $35. Here's another one. It just simply says, "Don't rush me. I'm waiting for the last minute." There's the tag there. You can see it's nothing special. That one sold for $25. This is another no boundaries. I showed this a little bit earlier in the search results, but I wanted to pull this one out specifically because this says, nothing but brat on the front. It has some kind of Hawaiian flowers there. That one sold for $88 from that No Boundaries brand. Got one from Aerie here from, American Eagle's line. And this one, it just says "Going Off the Rails." It is a long sleeve. That one sold for $25. A cap sleeve tee over on Poshmark. This is from Pink. That one sold for $36. You can see there's quite a bit of wear on that. And then another one on Poshmark that sold here. It just says Superstar. Ignore this American Vintage. It's actually a brand. The tag there says Tipsy. And let me see if I can zoom in on this. This has quite a bit of wear. You can see that's pulling there at the neck. And then here on the front, you can see there's some kind of pilling. There's even some breaking of that. Screen printing, that one sold for $35. The next type of item to be on the lookout for that's unusual. I did pull up a specific Poshmark seller that I'm highlighting here, and this seller is from the Portland area. Did go through all of their sold items, and there's some really unique items. I wanted to pull out some of these for you to be able to look at because it shows that you don't have to be dependent on specific brands. And some of these items, they do have, say Air Jordan, for example, they have a lot of good brands, but what I pulled out for you here to be able to look at are items that aren't, that sold for a decent amount of money, but aren't necessarily, a decent brand. This is Gildan. I'm never sure if I quite am saying that one right, but it had trees on it. This particular seller does do custom artwork with some of that bleaching as well as painting. That one sold for $35. Now, the moral of the story with these custom pieces is you may not be artsy yourself. I know I'm not the craftiest person, or I at least don't want to spend time and effort doing this kind of thing to items. But so many times when you're outsourcing, whether it's garage sales or thrift stores, especially at the bins, you're going to come across these items that somebody has attempted to do artwork on. And a lot of resellers do pass those over, but they can make a really unique item that a lot of people might be looking for online. This is another example, of a brand that you might not otherwise source. It's actually, Port and Company. If you have done any amount of sourcing, I know that you've come across this brand before. This one happens to be, it's called Phillips Trucking, and this seller did, do some custom paintwork on that, and then that one sold for $50. Here's another one, nothing too fancy with this one. It's more of just a lot of stains. This one's a Fruit of the Loom. It happens to be from a Shamrock Run in Portland from from 1997. That one sold for $40. Another item here from that same seller on Poshmark. This is actually just a sweatshirt that says Alaska. Again, not any particular brand. There's the brand tag right there, but they did do some of that custom bleaching. And again, you don't have to be crafty yourself. Just look for these types of unique items when you're out. That one sold for $65. Over on eBay, there's some similar types of, custom items that are being sold. This is a, men's shirt here. It's actually Old Navy, and that one sold for $25. You have another seller on eBay that is doing some really unique things with some patchwork. They are putting their, it's basically signature on these items, but a lot of these items, they're just, faded glory. They've had some modifications, some reworking. That's another good keyword to use. That one sold for $38. A few more of their items to be able to look at. You're seeing that bleaching as well as that patchwork. This is actually Arizona jeans. That one sold for $30. So people are looking for these unique items. This is another one of their items. This one actually does not even have a tag in it, but they did use some good keywords like log and look as well as festival. That one sold for almost a little over $55. Another one of their items, that's a dress, and then this one sold for $76. Again, that does not have a brand on it. This is actually a pair of Gloria Vanderbilt. This is a different seller, but they show, how they make the item even, which is kind of interesting. Again, you don't have to make these, just look for these custom items when you're sourcing. Gloria Vanderbilt Amanda 16W is what that is. That one sold for $55 because it's a unique item. The next unusual type of item, and at least it was unusual to me as a new reseller, and I was going, okay, people buy used swimwear? Yes, it is a huge market. And so I pulled up one brand in particular. This is Miracle Suit, but there's lots of different brands that are selling, and these can go for some pretty good money. So that one sold for $50. Got another one here. That one sold for $65. Again, these are all in pre-owned condition. Another one here that sold for $60. Over on Poshmark, same kind of story. That one sold for $75. Got another Miracle Suit here for $68. So swimwear can be some really good money. There's another one there for $65. If you're looking for other brands that are really good sellers that will get you a big dollar amount, then you're going to want to check out my Big Money Brands complete library. I go into almost 800 different brands with these, complete with done for you research of average sale price, sell-through rate. You even get all of the tag photos so you know exactly what to look for when sourcing. The next unusual item type that you may have not thought about before are belt buckles. And there's lots of different brands here that are selling for a decent amount of money with these buckles. You're going to see some, that are maybe only $5, but a lot of these can sell for into the hundreds of dollars, depending on the style, depending on what that is. And so a few items to be able to show you here. This one just says, easy does it, but do it. And that one sold for almost $50. Got another one here. It says Caterpillar turbines. Or turbines. That one sold for $135. Another belt buckle here. This is from a brand that's actually called Montana Silversmith. I'll see if I can get that stamp right there. And that is a really good brand. When it comes to these belt buckles, this one sold for $99. And then lastly, I've got some lace trim camis. Now, I know we looked at tank tops before, and a lot of what helps with those tank tops is actually what's called, baby doll fit. And that baby doll keyword's really trending right now, where it's fitted through the bust and then flares out. But there's lots of tank tops that don't have that fit, that are just, completely fitted, that are ribbed, all the way down. They don't have that baby doll shape, that are selling for a pretty good amount of money. This is at Abercrombie and Fitch. And that one's selling for $30. And it's pretty much all because of that lace trim. That one happens to have it around the top. Here's another one. This is from the brand Energy. Again, a very low dollar value brand, but that one sold for $30. Got another tank top here that has just that little bit of lace up at the top, Abercrombie and Fitch. That one sold for $38 for that. Here's a Hollister. It's got the lace around the top as well as that bottom, and that one sold for $30. Over on Poshmark, There's lots of these lace trim camis selling as well. This is from Moda International. I'm sure that you have seen this brand tag before. Nothing that I would recommend sourcing, but because of the style, that one sold for $35. And this is another brand that, that I would never probably recommend of saying, hey, just go and source this brand. It's Nicole Miller, but that one sold for $45 just because it happens to be a style that is trending and that people are looking for. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. I've got lots more amazing reseller content headed your way that you're not going to want to miss out on. And if you haven't yet signed up for that free $100,000 reseller challenge, you're gonna wanna do that now. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.